Hello everyone, and now welcome to a game between a Sock, 1,000 viewers. Wait, what? Was there another raid? A game between Sock and Anxi. This game taking place here on Northern Isle. All right, Anxi spawning as the blue undead player over here on the top right. Back to WarCraft raiding me. Thank you. All right, thank you. Back. Nemo, Remo, thank you very much for the raid. I guess because of that, I'll try to cast one more game. Metaphysics, get on it. As we're over here on the top right-hand side of the map, Anxi spawning as the blue undead player. Meanwhile, Sock over here on the bottom left-hand side of the map as the red human. Human versus undead here in this 1v1 matchup. Things are already getting underway as we're looking at pretty standard openings so far. No crazy tavern heroes that we can see. Coming back down to the south here, there's the crypt. No graveyard as of yet. Is it going to be a Tomb of Relics, Death Knight opening up with ghouls most likely, or are we going to be looking at some sort of Crypt Lord play? Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Nope. Okay, he confused me for a second with the Dreadlord. You gotta admit you saw the Dreadlord for a split second, and making my predictions just completely go out the window. Archmage going to be trained up here alongside some footmen, and well, this game is going to be that expanding versus expansion as well. Crypt Lord first opening up. We'll see whether or not the selling of the Scroll of Town Portal and the unsummoning of that Altar of Darkness will get added in. Those two abilities have really opened up the opportunities for the undead to try and expand over here at that gold mine. We also should be looking at one sacrificial skull just to be able to place down that early ziggurat and upgrade it to that Nerubian tower. Coming back around on the other side here, Acolyte already getting into position to try and harass as the Archmage comes back down and looking to clear out this 3-3-3 creep camp and almost getting to level 2. Okay, we are already looking at that Crypt Lord. Crypt Lord did in fact sell that Scroll of Town Portal, picked up a Sacrificial Skull and a Rod of Necromancy. Some ghouls should be making their way over. Surprised that there isn't already some dead skeletons in position as the ghouls are now joining in on the fight. There comes in a lot of beetles. The beetles and the skeletal minions already ready to put in that pressure as the Crypt Lord army now already going wide. Footmen trying to come across here, get in a little bit of harassment. Sacrificial Skull should be coming down, and now we should be looking at a summoning of that Ziggurat, as I mentioned earlier. Ziggurat already getting added in. Tuskar Trapper will get taken out. We should be looking at more beetles popping up out of the ground here. Meanwhile, opposite side, Sock currently clearing out some more creep camps and currently only sitting at level 2 still. Footman, still doing a bit of scouting as we're going to look at this, Crypt Lord get to level 2. Pretty standard opening. Smart of the Crypt Lord to pick up that Pendant of Energy before trying to summon up any additional beetles as we are looking at this Ziggurat, which should be upgraded to a Nerubian tower now. Sock countering with an expansion of his own down to the south here. Ice Troll Priest Ice Troll Priest will get taken out, and Archmage should be able to get to level 3. Thank you for the follows, everyone, as the Ogre Magi will get taken down here. All right, Crystal Ball picked up Archmage just shy of level 3, in fact, as this Water Elemental, could turn into some free experience if the Crypt Lord ever makes its way down to the south. Okay, didn't people play Dreadlord for fast expansion strats? Yeah, I think Side had really made that popular, especially since he was playing on the NetEase servers with 100 ping, unable to really be able to land in pales easily. And, it really made a lot more sense to try and use Sleep with surrounds. Crypt Lord is still considered the much more meta hero, being able to go wide. There's also a lot more strategies and synergies using those carry-on beetles later on, as a Lich second works very well, or even a Lich third works very well, as you're able to translate the hit points from a carry-on beetle into mana onto a unit. Archmage sitting at level 3. Level 2 Water Elemental is being dropped in here. Beetles could end up getting taken down. We're going to take a look. Oh, Sentry Wards dropped, but the Archmage was the one to get the kill there and get that gold. 28 experience. That Crypt Lord just shy. Oh, we see a potential impale and a surround, and Staff of Teleportation being used in order to get away. Water Elemental gonna finish off a ghoul right there. Beautiful, beautiful pick off by Sock, denying level 3 on that Crypt Lord, while also finishing off some of his opponent's units as well. Rejuvenation potion picked up by the Archmage and being used already. Perfect timing after that surround and being low on mana, as that Archmage sits comfortably at level 3. Tech to tier 2 now underway on both sides. Graveyards getting added here, as we're going to be looking at, well, rather wide, rather large human versus undead armies here in just a second. Archmage, well, looking to finish off a couple of these units, has to be a little bit careful though. His army is completely separated from the rest, and he doesn't want to give any more free experience either. Another ghoul getting taken down, as that water elemental damage is still rather high. All right, another ghoul down to 70 hit points. Is it going to be able to retreat back? Archmage could have decided to chase it, decides not to, as the Crypt Lord stays at level 3. Another replenishment potion on that Crypt Lord. Are they going to try and retreat back, as the Archmage is getting chased down by a bunch of beetles? Graveyard being built off over here. Necropolis as well. Are we doing double? Okay, double graveyards. Not quite sure what the reasoning for double graveyards, unless we're going to be looking at a large amount of upgrades whilst trying to stay at tier 1. All right, low hit point ghoul finally taken out. Footman getting swarmed across on the other side here, and this is not looking good for Anxi, as we're looking at more beetles popping up out of the ground. Are we going to be looking at perhaps a Lich or a Death Knight coming out of that Altar of Darkness momentarily, as the Footmen are able to just, well, try and surround that beetle to finish him off? Units back on Blight, going to be able to heal up once more. Double Nerubian Tower, difficult to put in that pressure. More beetles back down to the south here, as the Necropolis almost done upgrading to tier 2. All right, ghouls trying to retreat back away. Water Elemental is going to be able to have easy access to these Acolytes, and with no Death Knight to try and protect them, one or two of them may get taken down. All right, fighting their way back again. 45 supply compared to 29. We're sitting on 1,200 gold, 1,300 gold, and growing for Anxi, and he is not training up that many units. What is going on here, as the Water Elementals are going after those Acolytes pretty easily? Tech to tier 2. Death Knight is that second hero. Crypt Lord only has level 1 Impale right now, as the ghouls are trying to retreat back, and all this is really doing is buying time for Anxi and Sock to really be able to build much larger armies. Water Elementals, well, Water Elemental trying to, well, finish off some of those units, as the Archmage is going to go ahead and teleport back home, perhaps get healed back up. Clarity Potion and, well, Healing Salve only being used by himself as it retreats back off to the north. The beetles, if they can find that Archmage easily and perhaps disrupt his healing, can stop this next round, as we are already going into, well, gargoyles, and that was the reason why. Tech to tier 2, unlocking gargoyles to try and, well, stop those footmen in its tracks. One very low hit point gargoyle could end up getting taken down to 7 hit points, and it ends up surviving. Death Knight now back out onto the field. Are we going to be looking at some Death Coils to try and heal up some of those gargoyles, as the units are retreating back again? Death Knight, Death Coil right there. It looks like they were going to be able to engage momentarily, as the Footmen, well, just surrounding here. There's a massive impale across multiple Footmen. I believe that's about a 10 of them, almost getting stunned temporarily, as they, well, get the sign to retreat. Death Knight, Crypt Lord out onto the battlefield here. We are going, well, there is that other crypt right there. There is that creature attack upgrade, and we are also getting the creature carapace upgrades as well. So double upgrades on all of those units to try and get them, well, just that much stronger, having an outlet to spend your gold. Sock sitting on 1,000 gold right now, sitting on the cusp of low upkeep. Meanwhile, well, what are we going to have here, as we are going into workshop to help deal with those gargoyles? I randomly came across CrotaCast in 2010, first exposure to competitive gaming. Well, thank you. Coming back across here, Footman going to go ahead and, well, try to make their way back off to the north here. There's another impale across multiple units. One Footman will get taken down. However, Stormbolt coming in from the Mountain King, and a potential surround onto that Death Knight already. Death Knight, well, trying to break his way free. There is a scroll of Town Portal in order to get away, as they will all be able to retreat back again. Footmen, well, should eventually be transitioned into riflemen here. Fly machines, well, flak cannons getting upgraded first. Fly machines should be trained up in mass numbers as well to help take down all of those units. Thank you for the follow. As the Ice Troll Warlord, well, gonna get taken down pretty easily here. Footmen show up to the party, going after the water elementals. Death Knight is going to be able to death coil. No, not going to death coil any of those units. There was, it looked like a stun on that Death Knight, and maybe from a Stormbolt preventing that death coil from healing. Meanwhile, the Impale also picking up many of those units as well, increasing that damage. 46 supply compared to 51. Footman getting taken down left and right, as well as the Crypt Lord looking to try and get to level 3. All right, Book of the Dead now being used. All of the additional archers could make short work of those gargoyles as that damage gets added up very, very fast. All right, level 4 now onto that Crypt Lord. Level 2 Impale now added in as well, as unit after unit is falling on both sides. And somehow Anxi is able to keep this fight in low, no upkeep constantly, as another Impale being used once more. All right, Crypt Lord could be in trouble, out of mana now. There is still a large number of units on the ground. Mountain King is going to get taken down to 14 hit points, Boots of Speed, and the Archmage denies him. Sock with the denial, a beautiful denial, and denying that large bit of experience there, as the units are now trying to retreat back as the flying machines just rip through all of the remaining gargoyles. Lich now out here onto the battlefield. A massive Frost Nova there, gonna make short work of the remaining footmen, and we're still looking at, well, somehow all of a sudden Undead having the supply advantage. 54 supply compared to 41. Sock now in a massive retreat as well after losing the Mountain King and a whole bunch of footmen. That one Frost Nova really slowed down all of those footmen, preventing anything from happening. All right, the Paladin has a Holy Light with the Death Knight's name on it, but the Death Knight doesn't not want it to be delivered. There goes a Holy Light, but the Death Knight's still alive, at least for now, as he's retreating all the way back. Unholy Aura allowing him to, well, dive all the way back home. All right, thank you. Thank you, everyone. Death Knight still staying at level 2. Crypt Lord now making its way back down to the south here. Sock sitting at 47 over 78 supply compared to 57 over 60. We have gotten into the tri-hero game on both sides, but this is not your typical undead versus human matchup at all, with the Crypt Lord first going up against the Archmage. A lot of back and forth, and well, the large amount of gold. What is Sock really hoping to do? Perhaps bank up to 3,000 gold before starting to train up a large number of units. All right, both sides looking to get their levels up on their heroes. Paladin wants access to level 2 for either Divine Shield or Devotion. Incredibly helpful. Sock finally breaking into low upkeep. He is training up knights, and he is also getting, well, mortar teams and flying machines at getting those fragmentation shards. All right, units are making their way out across the field here. Well, knights are out on the battlefield. They do have animal war training upgrades. Don't have Sundering Blades as of yet, but there are Crypt Fiends now finally getting added in. Death Knight now making their way back over. Flying Machine's going to go ahead and try and engage. A couple of webs, well, catching those Flying Machines and giving free experience to that Lich as well. All right, Lich now sitting at level 2 as the Undead going to clear the remainder of this creep camp here. All right, both sides sitting in mid-60s. However, Sock with still 1,200 gold in the bank. 1,200 gold in the bank, should be able to easily get up to 80 supply, or near 80 supply here in just a moment. More knights getting trained, priest and spellbreakers getting added in, as well as what is that? Staff of Teleportation given to the Paladin, Staff of Sanctuary and Orb of Fire now on that Archmage, as the units are finally clearing out the last remaining creeps on the map on the far corners. Magnetar Reaver right here. Mountain King not going to be able to get to level 3. Paladin should be able to get to level 2. I take it back with the Archmage backing away. Mountain King could actually get close enough, as we're looking at a potential third base trying to be added by Sock. 75 supply, over 90. And, well, as this base gets cleared up, this is all just trying to buy time for this third base, as the main bases should be, well, they'll still have plenty of time of mining. It's actually the expansions are nearly done mining already. All right, Shamans going after some poor peasants off in the back here. Mountain King going to be staying at level 2, I believe. Paladin does get to level 2, as we are looking at, is it going to be Divine Shield or Devotion Aura? That is the question. Flying machines flying around here. Death Knight at level 3, level 2 Death Coil Lich also on the move as well. Level 2 Impale, level 2 Death Coil, level 1 Frost Nova, and Anti-Magic Shell getting added in once more. Anti-Magic Shell coupled with Frost Armor. Fly machines are all here ready to engage. There goes a Gargoyle pretty much down before anything could really happen as the Mountain King launches a good Thunderclap there. Web now being brought down into play here. Spellbreaker's joining in from the back of the fight. Thank you for the follow as the Spellbreaker's getting ready to engage here. Mountain King, well, still retreating back, taking a Death Coil and a little bit more damage, down to 71 hit points and stays alive. All right, Holy Light trying to save some more units. And Impale, where is that Mountain King? Perhaps trying to stay away from the fight as far away as possible, as the Archmage and Paladin are both currently low or currently stunned. All right, Crypt Fiends battling up against Knights. Not a good fight for them at all, as we're looking at a big Frost Nova go down, and Paladin gonna get picked up and dropped back down onto the ground, taken out. Death Knight still okay with that anti-magic potion. Death Coil saving up a Crypt Fiend as the units are backing away again. Flying machines pretty much not doing anything right now, as the Crypt Lords Impales really just shutting things down so quickly. Another easy Knight could get taken down there. It finally gets taken down, giving level 3 to that Lich. All right, even more mana on that Lich, and that Lich is also at plus 29 damage. That Lich with negative armor, with the negative armor debuff coupled with plus 29 damage, essentially critical striking with every one of his attacks. These guard towers are not going to see the light of day. They're just going to end up getting taken down. However, they were not canceled. And that means that they are actually giving experience to Anxi right now. Sok making a bit of a mistake right there. All right, coming back through, Mountain King is sitting at level 3, has a Staff of Sanctuary of his own. Paladin has Devotion Aura, but currently needs to get resurrected. Where is he? Nope, nowhere to be seen. As well, mini-map bugs. Fly machines now finally having the bombs. Will be able to drop bombs onto this haunted gold mine. Thank you for the follows. Dropping bombs onto that haunted gold mine here and this necropolis. No one going to be able to set up that third base as of yet. Crypt Lord is sitting at level 5. Obsidian statues low on hit points. They need to be repaired. And, well, taking the time to repair and do what you need to do to line up your next attack is absolutely key. We're looking at, well, Militia making their way all the way back across over here. Perhaps they're going to try to set up another expansion again, as the expansions only have 4 minutes of mining going on for one of them. Yeah, 4 minutes of mining on both sides. All right, Gargoyles, a little bit of a narrow location here. Who's going to be able to benefit? Mountain King getting a big thunderclap across the center of the units, as all those units trying to back up again. Deathwell saving up that Lich, as an Impale picking up that entire front line. However, the Spellbreakers are obviously immune. Abominations with Disease Cloud being able to, well, halt some of that healing going on back and forth, as another Impale picks up multiple units, and, well, there's a free Knight ready for the picking. However, Staff of Sanctuary saves again. Flying Machine going to be going after those Gargoyles once again, as those, well, Flying Machines takes those down. Mountain King very low on hit points. A Staff of Sanctuary saves another unit as the Lich gets saved temporarily. All right, Lich is going to be able to retreat back. It looks as though a Knight down to 63 hit points. It gets taken down from the Lich attack once more. Lich could be in trouble, down to 120 hit points. It needs to try and back away. Death Knight, there's a Death Coil for the save once more, as the Fly Machines are starting to bombard all of those Banshees. 77 supply compared to 66. Back and forth damage once more as the Flying Machine's trying to poke through again. All right, Water Elemental is going to be able to finish off another Obsidian statue. 75 supply compared to 63, but a lot of that supply is sitting back at home for Sok, as there is Staff of Sanctuary on a Knight and a Mountain King as well. Finally, Sok being forced to retreat as his army is smaller out in the front here, as damage is starting to add back in. All right, Staff of Teleportation. Paladin shows up to the party, trying to save us some more units. Holy Light onto a Spellbreaker, still saving as the Archmage turns back around. Water Elemental is still sticking around in that back portion, able to add in more damage again. Paladin could be in a little bit of trouble, as well. Are these Water Elementals going to give more experience again? There it is. One lose to Time Life. Another just giving 25 experience to that Lich. All right, no invulnerability on that Lich, but with Death Coil and an anti-magic shell for days, that Lich has been able to stick around much longer than you would have thought possible. Meanwhile, Mountain King now back in, joining in on the fight. Flying Machines able to bombard the expansion, and that upgrade for this siege damage, really making a big difference right here. Meanwhile, back down to the south, bottom right side, Sock is setting up his expansion, and as long as he can defend it, he will be just fine. Yeah, plus 29 damage on that Lich. Crazy damage indeed. Essentially critical striking every time. Also now with the Potion of Lesser Invulnerability, that Lich with that negative armor, that auto attack is absolutely scary. Pendant of Energy dropped right now. Should be repicked up by that Crypt Lord. And it's really going to come down to, well, how the heroes are able to use their spells. If the Lich and the Crypt Lord are able to use their Impale and well, Frost Nova very effectively, slowing down that front line, enabling for more attacks, and that would be a big game changer. Also, the downside right now is that Anxi is unable to get to destroyers. There's so many flying machines, and the threat of flying machines would shut down those destroyers, meaning that, well, the inner fire on these knights and that +7 armor, 2 from devotion or a 5 from inner fire, is going to make it difficult for those knights to get taken out. All right, we're getting into a battle right here. Mountain King in that front line does not land the Thunderclap. Not quite sure why. Finally, it throws in that Thunderclap, stunning that or slowing that entire front line there. Impale across that front line as well. Sock could end up losing a Knight. No, Holy Light trying to save right there. Mountain King, oh, there's a Devour Magic. There is one Destroyer up in the air. And, well, he's trying to, well, eat and devour up all of that inner fire. And it looks like the Knights are getting taken down. Staff of Sanctuary saves one. Are we going to see another Frost Nova or another Impale as the Mountain King continuing the Thunderclap as well? Flying machines trying to show up to the target, trying to take down the destroyer. As we're looking at the flying machines actually going after the ground unit. Are they going after the ground unit? No, going after that destroyer. The destroyer, however, it did have a bit of mana, was able to fight a little bit longer, and there was a big Devour Magic right there. Another Impale picking up more units. All right, this battle is just turning into a micro war, exactly what you want to see. 72 supply compared to 72 supply, as the destroyer is going to be able to devour more magic down to 115. All right, still fighting their way through. More Impales once again. Mountain King, Holy Light is going to be able to Stormbolt there. There's a Scroll of Town Portal for the retreat. Abomination able to stay alive. Anxi coming out ahead by 6 supply in that fight. This battle still going on strong here. Oh, Abomination could get poked apart here if he's not careful. There's a Death Coil saving it right there. Obsidian Statue in the back, but I don't believe it's going to have enough to try and heal up all of these units here. As well, the Fortified, no additional upgrades on these guard towers, only sitting at 0 or only sitting at 5 armor and only 500 hit points. All right, there comes a major Thunderclap there. Stormbolt onto the Abomination. Abomination, however, saved by a Scroll of Town Portal. Units are retreating back again. More guard towers are being placed down. Anxi wants to set up and establish this gold mine here, as all of the gold mines are pretty much done mining. Main bases are nearly done mining as well. This expansion down to the bottom right is going to give Sock that continual advantage, as peasants are looking to repair the scout towers, as the guard towers and arcane towers are already up. All right, Acolytes could easily get taken down here. Army trying to transition back over. 79 supply compared to 80. The next battle is going to be key. If you get a major advantage, if Sock just trades efficiently, he will win. Unless Anxi is able to trade and build up a large enough army. That bottom right expansion, Sock is going to take this game, as the Abominations and units are all lining up. All right, there goes one Abomination already. There goes an Impale, but not picking up nearly as many units as the Thunderclap, slowing down the attacks of multiple units again. All right, Spellbreaker in that front line spot. Abomination in that front line as well. Staff of Sanctuary could try and save a couple of Knights. There goes another Knight again. And it's really been the Staff of Sanctuaries denying experience to those Knights, and then having them come back at full hit points. Crypt Lord trying to retreat back down to 149 hit points, able to retreat back here temporarily. Does he have another Impale in him? I believe he does, as the Death Knight perhaps going to get a Death Coil off onto that Crypt Lord there. There's another Impale, picking up some more units, and finally Knights are starting to fall, but the Crypt Lord is still in a little bit of trouble as the Flying Machine's trying to back away. 76 supply compared to 57. Sock knows that he just needs to outlast his opponent and he will be fine, and I think this is the writing on the wall as the Archmage gets up to level 6. Level 5 now on the Death Knight. Level 3 Death Coil as the Crypt Lord trying to fight their way through. Death Knight is going to be in trouble. Death Knight falls. Level 4 now on the Paladin, and this should be the end of that. Sock winning out on this marathon of a game against Anxi, being able to just hold on to that bottom right expansion a lot of really close calls. The staff of Sanctuary, however, perhaps the MVP, being able to save Knights after 900 points of damage are done to a 16 armor unit. Well, that unit just goes away and then it comes back refreshed, ready to go. And really, all of that damage being lost, not getting experience, level 5 on that Death Knight earlier, or level 6 on that Crypt Lord, made that difference. The Lich, yeah, having that plus 29 damage on that Lich, being able to snipe down a Knight, which was rather surprising. You take a look at a Knight and you're like, oh, he's gonna be fine, and then you saw that like little white ball coming from that Lich. You're like, oh no, he may not survive that attack, and that's exactly what happened right there. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.